The LAPD's helicopter program is the nation's largest local airborne law enforcement unit. It's made up of a fleet of 17 helicopters and over 90 employees at a cost of nearly $50 million a year. That means LAPD helicopters cost taxpayers $128,000 a day. Every day of the year, there are typically 2 helicopters in the sky for 20 hours of the day. The helicopters log an average of 16,000 hours of flight time a year. Yet, despite this huge investment, there's limited oversight. There has never before been a comprehensive external audit of LAPD's helicopter program in its nearly 50-year history. There has never before been this kind of transparency. Not until now. Today, our office is releasing an audit of LAPD helicopters. It explored whether LAPD has justified the need for its helicopters program's current size and scope. So what did we find? Here are the areas of concern that we address in the audit. While the helicopter program costs almost $50 million a year, 61% of flights were not for high priority incidents, but instead for activities such as transportation, patrol, and ceremonial flights. There were 783 ceremonial flybys, which are low priority flights over events like LAPD Academy graduations, retirement ceremonies, or community events. Some transportation and ceremonial flights were an inappropriate use of city money, like serving as passenger shuttles for a Chile fly-in and a flyby at a golf tournament. LAPD helicopters spend a disproportionate amount of time in certain communities when compared to other areas and levels of alleged crime. For the 39% of flight time that was devoted to high priority crime, it still cannot be demonstrated that LAPD helicopters actually deter crime. There's no persuasive empirical evidence that shows a clear link between helicopter patrolling and crime reduction, and LAPD has not done the work of collecting the data that would be needed to test such claims. LAPD's helicopters burn approximately 762,000 gallons of fuel per year and release approximately 7,400 metric tons of CO2 equivalent per year. Compared to regular gas-powered passenger cars, they would have to drive 19 million miles to equal that amount. Helicopter patrols don't follow the recommended flight altitude, defying best practices for nuisance noise. LAPD is falling short on protecting flight-related data, and there are significant issues with flight data collection and monitoring. Our audit also provided recommendations to address these areas of concern. Overall, our recommendations cover reducing inefficiencies, improving data collection and management, and boosting transparency and performance monitoring. Specifically, some of our recommendations are: 1. Establish formal performance metrics and make performance findings public so residents, policymakers, police commissioners, LAPD, and the helicopter program can monitor. 2. Formally assess the helicopter program patrol and incident response operations needs to determine if right-sizing opportunities exist. 3. Track responses to serious crimes and when the helicopter aircrew is directly responsible for an apprehension or recovery of a firearm. And establish policies for the planning and authorization of directed patrols, flybys, and administrative flights. We did this audit because community members wanted to know what LAPD helicopters cost and what the community is getting in return for that investment. The City of LA now has the necessary information to determine whether it needs a helicopter program that is this big, this costly, and this environmentally damaging.